By most accounts, last night's debate was a wash. It has been described as cordial, and neither candidate landed a clever soundbite or gotcha moment that will have legs on the media treadmill. But a post-debate poll released by the event host CBS News shows an advantage for one of the campaigns in some very significant categories, and I have the breakdown for you next. Before I reveal the polling that should be of great concern to one of the participants and his ticket, let's see what the partisan broadcasters have to say. For the purpose of contrast, I'll give you the left-leaners from MSNBC, followed by the extreme right ridiculousness from Fox. This first set of clips is unintentionally funny because it's about Tim Walz misspeaking about the timing of his teaching experience in China, and it results in the Trump campaign spokesperson suggesting that he is a Chinese spy.
There was one bad moment for Tim Walz in this debate where he got mixed up and embarrassed in answering a question about exactly what month he had been in China in relation to the Tiananmen Square protest. But then on guns, on January 6th, on Obamacare, on the economy, on blaming everything on the border, back again on health care, on abortion, on every issue on substance, JD Vance was very polished and very slick, and Tim Walz beat him on all the substantive points.
He was faced with a question, Caroline, about his false claim that he was in Hong Kong or China during the Tiananmen Square massacre.
He didn't misspeak. He lied multiple times about his visits to China. And it's a question worth asking. And I hope Governor Walz will do more media interviews. Clearly, he needs it, as proven by his shabby debate performance last night. But clearly, how can a public school teacher in Minnesota afford to go to communist China 15 times? That's a question worth asking. We know the Chinese Communist Party likes to take advantage of low-level congressional people like Governor Tim Walz. Is he compromised? We don't know. He has not sat down for interviews to answer those questions, and he should. It's certainly odd that he's taken more than 10 trips to China throughout his political career.
And just how many times do you think Trump will repeat that new narrative between now and Election Day? And in this next juxtaposition, watch as the MSNBC and Fox hosts declare their versions of the winner. And then I will have for you what we, the people, declare via the CBS poll.
I think the big picture takeaway from this is that one of these candidates is much slicker than the other, is a much more practiced, kind of professional debate style speaker. And the other candidate won.
So I think that JD Vance spent the night sort of building an intricate and beautiful fort out of toothpicks. And it was perfect. And at the end, he sneezed on it. The whole thing fell apart, and he had to walk out of that room over the broken toothpicks.
JD Vance took the night. Some headlines here. Tim Walz is rocked by cool JD Vance, admits I'm a knucklehead during the VP debate. And another, it was a very Midwestern debate, and Vance won.
It kind of reminded me of the June 27th debate when Kamala Harris that night said of Joe Biden, it was a slow start, but a strong finish. And that's how I felt that Tim Walz kind of did tonight.
With the respective networks having checked their respective partisan boxes, now let's look at the revealing CBS poll that is brutal news to JD Vance and Donald Trump. The first question was, did the candidates sound reasonable or extreme? And the reasonable answer was, Walz was favored by 9%. What? Only 9%? Anyway, let's carry on. The next question was, if needed, are they prepared to be president? And the edge goes to Walz by 5%. And the third question was, who did a better job talking about the key issues of abortion, health care, the Middle East, economy, and immigration? A big edge to Walz on the first two, and a very slight edge to Vance on the last two. And finally, how do you feel about Tim Walz? In the span of those 90 minutes, Walz's favorability swung from 52% to 60%. It has been said that JD Vance appeared at ease in the debate format much more than he is at rallies and meet and greets. Conversely, it's been said that Tim Walz struggled at times with the format, whereas we know him to be a superstar at rallies and meet and greets. But JD Vance has a content and ticket problem. There is no amount of slick polish he can put on his past rhetoric that continues to drag him down like an anchor, and there's no amount of lipstick and glitter he can put on Donald Trump's policies fear-mongering, and the bizarre words to make them look more attractive. And with under 5 weeks to go, let's hope that Harris, Trump, Walz, and Vance all stay in their lanes that are going in very different directions. I'm Dan. Thanks for watching, and let's continue to occupy democracy together.